right, guys, we all know about Best Buy and the announcement that they're not going to be selling physical media by the end of the year, and I'm still kind of in shock, but I shouldn't be, because if you've been to Best Buy this year, you can kind of see it coming. Like, it's like every time I went into a Best Buy, the physical media section was smaller. And I remember, like, last year, remember the last time you went to Best Buy and the physical media section was just like massive, and they had like at least 5 rows, different categories, different genres, and there was a good chance that you might find a deep cut in there. And there were good days. The sun was out, shining, everything. It was a really cool time to be alive. And this is going to be like when we used to harken back to the video store. Remember? We used to go to, I even have a video on my channel from like 6 years ago where I went to my local video store and it was literally closing. And so I was like, I need to go over there and do a video in there before it's just gone. Because you don't see video stores anymore. So now we're at the next logical step of that. You know what, Trina? That's a good thought, actually. I didn't even think about, like, guys, I think books are going to be safe. Because I think books, it's just a different thing, because people like to hold a book. You like to turn the pages. You like to feel, I don't think everybody likes reading from a Kindle. It can be kind of annoying. So I don't think books are going anywhere, but that is actually something I never even thought about. Can you imagine a day where books are gone? Jesus, that'd be crazy. But I did a video on physical media about a month ago. I clipped it out and I put it on my second channel, but I could already see more developments coming down the line, and here we are. And it just happened to be when I was planning on doing a review. I was wanting to review Offerings. If you don't know what Offerings is, it's a title that I've heard of through the years as being the biggest Halloween ripoff ever made. Like, there's influence and then there's just plagiarism. And I was always curious. I was like, I need to check out Offerings. And so finally I looked up Offerings. It's not available. It's out of print on physical media. Sure, you can find it, but the cheapest you'll find it for is probably around like $45 because it's out of print. I found it on eBay. But luckily, I always have that streaming backup, right? I thought, surely, if I type in Offerings, I'll get at least like a bevy of different streaming options, right? That I could probably go to Amazon. I could probably go to Vudu, maybe Shudder, maybe Screenbox. And no, Offerings was nowhere to be found in any of those. And so then I made this post on Twitter. This proves my point. You can't find Offerings anywhere streaming now. It was on Amazon Prime last year. I did some digging and I found out that it was on Amazon Prime last year. It's out of print on Blu-ray and DVD. So once all the physical media copies are gone, it could be gone forever. It can be found on YouTube, but the quality is quite bad. And that's true. It is on YouTube. It's watchable, but I mean, yeah, the HD Blu-ray copy, it's not around. Now, there is an update to this since I posted this. One of my Twitter followers, he literally did find this title on streaming. But it is one of those super, super deep cut Roku apps. But there's a neat little trick that I didn't know. Maybe a lot of you guys do know this, but if you have Roku, on your main Roku page, right? On the left, if you scroll down to search, you can search for any movie and it'll pull up any app that has that movie. And I did that and I searched for Offerings. And sure enough, there was an app that actually had it. But here's where the story gets weird, though. I went into the app that I found. It's called like Fear something. I can't remember the name of the app. It's such a deep cut. I've never even heard of it. One of the apps has like softcore porn, and it had offerings. So, yeah. But yeah, that's where I could find it. But here's the thing. Like this particular app, a lot of apps, they have their own website, right? But this one did not have a website. Because sometimes when I'm doing reviews, I like to go to the website, like say if I'm using like Netflix or if I'm using Amazon, I can open up my ice cream recorder and I can record footage, B-roll footage that I want to use for my reviews, because I like to use the highest quality. And if I don't have the Blu-ray, then I can pull it from a streaming service. Some of these super, super deep cut apps don't even have a website. So you can't really pull it up from your computer, or at least I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So you're pretty much stuck with having to buy the Blu-ray. Now I'm speaking in, if you're a YouTuber and you're wanting to get the movie so you can get some B-roll, okay? But let's just say you're not a YouTuber and you just want offerings, okay? Yeah, there's a deep cut app out there that you can get it. But I guess my point is, I would bet money that eventually that title is going to be completely wiped from the face of the earth. Because right now, you can't find it on the upper crust apps. It's already fell off of those. Now it's on the ones that are literally hanging from the cliff. These are apps that I'm going to bet are probably not even going to be around in a couple years. Apps come and go. So this is getting scary. This is my point. These are first world problems. I know that, but I mean, we're getting close. We're getting close to the day where a lot of those deep cut horror movies, pick another genre, any movie, just a deep cut movie, it might be gone from the face of the earth forever. And here's what really kind of freaks me out. Can you imagine? Say it's like 5 years down the road and there is this movie that's been gone, for 5 years. The notion that there was a full-on, say, 2K scan HD version at one time of that movie existed, and now it's gone. You can't find it. You can't find it like in circulation. You could pay top dollar and get it used off of eBay, of course. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is just the latest development. And at this point, is physical media savable? I don't know. I don't know. And what I mean by that is, yeah, I think there are certain titles that are still going to be available on physical media for quite a few more years. Okay. Up like your Marvel movies, although in Australia, Disney's not selling Marvel movies on physical media anymore after I think the first of the year. So, but yeah, I think there's going to be a day where physical media is going to be kind of a niche market. I do think it'll exist. I think there'll be smaller companies that are still putting out the movies, but it ain't going to be like your freaking Amazon and your, not Amazon, but your Best Buy, your Walmart, stuff like that. Okay. Do you see what the point I'm getting at? This is how scary it's starting to get. And it might not affect you, but boy, does it affect a lover of deep cut horror movies or just movies in general, because I happen to get more excited about covering those titles than the newer stuff. That's just me. I love finding deep cut movies. They're just fun to discover. They're fun to cover. Like I'm in love with 1972 right now. For some reason, I've been seeing so many freaking movies pop up from 1972, and I'm like, damn, 72 must have been just a really good year. I just love the look of those movies, I like the actors back then. I like the just everything about it. I just love that period. And I think there's going to come a day when we're not going to have those deeper cut type movies, It's scary first world problem times, And we can kind of compare this to vinyl too. Because when did vinyl kind of take a step out of the limelight? I think it was the 90s. Was it like the early 90s? Something like that. And there was a long period of time, I want to say maybe 15, 20 years, where nobody was buying vinyl. and you couldn't find. It was a tough to find anything on vinyl when CDs were in their heyday, and I think when CDs started falling off because of digital music, then I think there was a market for vinyl because of the whole retro thing. Everybody was really getting into retro, and it was just. But I mean, really think about it. How long of a wait did we have between when vinyl left the market and when it came back? Right? I mean, I think 20 years might be a safe bet. So can you imagine physical media goes the same route as vinyl? Can you imagine having to wait 20 years for physical media to start finding a viable market again? It blows my mind. Does this blow your guys' mind? Because it really blows my mind. It blows my mind. It's crazy to me that movies like Offerings are pretty much already falling off the face of the earth. And I didn't think it would be this quick, but here we are. So something to think about, I don't even know if it's a fixable problem at this point. I think niche companies are going to still be around. I think there will be a customer base. And I guess the message, if I could leave this on a high note, I'd say just support, companies like Arrow, Synapse Films, Vinegar Syndrome, Shout Factory. I think more now than ever support those companies, because that's how we keep them around, right? What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DD Live clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching. And if you want to watch more, you can go over here. You can go over here, click on one of those. And hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.